Hi guys, welcome to today's video, and today's video will be a special video. Firstly, before the video starts, I would like to say that this is going to be a rant video. So if um, you're not interested to watch, then don't put stupid comments like I don't know what I'm doing or whatever, because what I'm saying is the truth, and if you don't like to hear it, then just go away. Okay. So I know today's uh December 31st, and is the day right before the new year, so I didn't want to bring all this bad stuff into a new year, so I'm just going to do this video today. It's a special New Year's Eve video. Okay, Backyard Monsters. How many of you have heard of this game? Okay, those of you who have been playing in 2008 or like this game hit started somewhere around 2008 to and to about 2012. Okay, it hit its peak somewhere around 2010 to 2011. Okay, but as you can see now, the game is dying. Okay, now why do I say that? Firstly, Kixeye or Casual Collective, that was their name before they started this game. um it was one of the very first games that they had, and it's just such a shame. So yeah, now this was one of their very first games, and the reason why it's dying now is because Kixeye consistently made one mistake after another, and just let this game die out. The very first mistake that they made was removing the Congregate version. Now this game was previously available on Congregate, but then as you guys know already, they removed the game somewhere in 2012 and 2011 with hardly any warnings beforehand. Now this pissed off many players and led many of them to rage quit. Now Kixeye did say that they will compensate the Congregate players by letting them have an extra 500 shiny to start off with in the Facebook version. They did retain the Facebook version, however, but that big mistake did cost them many players. Now, they released the Map Room 2 somewhere in 2010, or was it 2011? I can't remember. Now that big update really changed the game a lot. It was a big game changer. Many players did like the update, and that was when the game hit its peak. Now, many players like the update because it made the game more fun, and it really invoked a lot of different and new strategies. I mean, you can see players discussing about strategies, how to change their base, and then there's a lot of talk going on about it. The Backyard Monster community was really at its strongest at that point of time. It had many members, many active players. They are actively discussing everything on the forums. You can see a lot of talented people writing guides about how to improve your attack and your defense skills, etc, etc. Okay, but then that was not the main reason why Kixeye closed down. The main reason was after Map Room 2, they released a new Map Room 3. Apparently you cannot back out of Map Room 3 once you enter it, and it was, I can't remember, I think it was a compulsory and it was mandatory for every single one who was in Map Room 2 to go to Map Room 3. Now that update pissed off even more people, and I know many people didn't like this new update. Many of them just rage quitted after the new update, but in all fairness, after trying out Map Room 3 myself, after getting a little bit used to the new mechanics, it's quite okay lah, in my opinion. It is not really that bad as what many people had said. Okay, so yeah, you should give it a chance before really saying anything about it. Now, that was not enough reason to piss off people. What really pissed them off was that all of their progress in Map Room 2 was lost. There were many big alliances at that time, and Mad Room 2 was progressing very well until they came out with Mad Room 3, which totally destroyed the game. Now, all of their progress was lost. They had to restart, recapture stuff. There were a lot of new mechanics. I mean, Mad Room 3 is totally different from Mad Room 2, and yep, there was nothing they could do about it. Now, what made things worse was that Kixeye decided to stop giving a damn about the game after they released their new mobile game in 2013, Backyard Monsters Unleashed, which in my opinion was total crap and nobody really bothered about it, since there were other more popular mobile games at that time, mainly Clash of Clans. Okay, now Clash of Clans is almost a direct copy of Backyard Monsters. I mean, just look at it. Let's just do a simple comparison. The most powerful monsters in Backyard Monsters, Dave. It's slow, it has a lot of health, and it has decently good damage. It's also terribly expensive. For Clash of Clans, we have P.E.K.K.A. It's slow, it has quite a bit of health, it does high damage, and it's also ridiculously expensive. How similar is that? It's also a tower defense and base building game like Backyard Monsters, but the mechanics were much simpler. I mean, there weren't really many of those complicated pathing rules, since it was just a mobile game as compared to Backyard Monsters original version, which was after all a PC game which had much more room for development than a mobile game. Uh, so they stopped they stopped developing the game since then, and the last probably notable update was that they came out with a new monster which I don't have. I forgot what's his name called. I think it was called Resgo. It allowed you to resurrect your monsters, which in my opinion was kind of cool, but a pity that they released that a bit too late, after they implemented Mad Room 3 and after they stopped caring. So majority of the players had already quit the game at that time, so yeah, nobody really cared about that update, and afterwards they didn't do anything anymore to salvage the situation. I mean, should this be the way? Uh, let's see here. Backyard Monster was one of Kixeye's or Casual Collective's very first game, and it was what really pushed them to their current success today. Uh, Battle Pirates and War Commander came out much later, but it was mainly Backyard Monsters who gave them the fame they had today. So they had all their fame they had today was attributed to Backyard Monsters. But now they're giving up on the game just because they made a few mistakes and refuse to make amends. And instead of doing that, they are running away from their problems and actually just dumping the game completely. I mean, yeah, what's the meaning? I mean, it's just robbing people of their money, you know. You put in so much effort, time, and for some people money into a game. Afterwards, the developers just decided to, stop developing the game because they made a mistake and they did not want to admit it, and they just decided to stop caring altogether. Now, what made things even worse was that was the huge majority of hackers and bugs and glitches found in the game that nobody bothered to fix. A few months ago, or many months ago, about 6 months ago, I think, when I went back to this game, uh, I saw that part of my base got reset. Mainly the blocks. I had all my blocks up to Black Diamond, but some were gold blocks when I came in. I remember very clearly I had Black Diamond blocks. I sent a support ticket to them, and the reply was quite prompt. They compensated me 1.5k shiny, which in my opinion is just no, not not saying that it's not enough, but it's giving me the impression that they don't really care. I mean, now there are completely no members in Kixeye controlling Backyard Monsters, only the customer support people, and from what I've heard and seen, uh, they don't really reply to people who complain about bugs, glitches, or hackers. If they just spend I mean, a few days working on it, I'm sure they can root out all of the and fix all of the bugs, glitches, and ban the hackers. I mean, there's so many people out there now hacking, and they are using very primitive methods, so it's actually very easy to fix them and prevent all these sort of loopholes from happening. But unfortunately, they did not, and they just left it at that. So yeah, and also if you're wondering why their new mobile game did not take off, it was because many people already rage quitted at that time when they decided to leave the Facebook version to its own devices, and not many people were willing to come back to the game even if they had developed a new mobile game. And besides the new mobile game, there were quite a few changes, uh, name changes, the level changes of the monsters, etc. And there were even people saying that you know Backyard Monsters Unleashed actually copied Clash of Clans, but the truth here is Clash of Clans was the one who copied Backyard Monsters, because Backyard Monsters, the Facebook version, came out first. It was a total hit uh, a few years back, but it died down eventually and gave another company, namely Supercell, the chance to overtake them. Now, I do not understand why Kixeye would not just admit their mistake and fix it. I'm sure many players, the old players specifically, would give them a chance if they would just bother to go in and fix the game. Now, no new updates have been posted since about 2 years back, and that's really sad because, as you can see, I have quite a well upgraded base, and there are many other players like me out there who really hope that this game will come back to life. Now, about a year, no, it was this year, somewhere in May or March, I can't remember when exactly. Some people of the Backyard Monsters, running the Backyard Monsters wiki, actually set up a petition to asking Kixeye to revive Backyard Monsters, the Facebook version. But apparently, only 100 or so people actually voted to do that. And at that time, nobody really was still interested in the game anymore. So, yep, the petition didn't go through, and despite many people telling Kixeye, many frustrated players, irritated players, pissed off players, telling them to bring back the game, to stop all their crap, but they did not listen, and it remained the way it was. So, yeah, not good. Uh, I really don't know what to say. I mean, the only reason why Kixeye is still surviving now is because, well, their game is after all meant for kids, and the only one playing them are probably, ignorant kids or new players who have completely no idea about their past. I mean, War Commander and Battle Pirates are pretty popular now, in all honesty, but obviously many pissed off players, old Backyard Monster players, namely, were pissed off and complained about it, left bad comments and stuff on their new updates and videos, but they did not care, and now even their Battle Pirates and War Commander RTS games on Facebook now are receiving quite bad media from what I'm knowing. I mean, uh, I think they're just on a path to self-destruction. I mean, if you continue to be so money-minded, I mean, nobody's going to play your games because all you care about is money. I mean, ultimately, you're just going to lose more and more players until you have none left. I mean, there were some blind fools that I've seen just blindly supporting them, saying their game is good and stuff. I mean, it's good, but then they are progressing more towards of a pay to win sort of style, and many players don't like that because we play games to have fun and not to spend so much of our money just to win in it. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, it actually amounts to nothing if you ask me. So, yeah, I mean, are they just going to continue making mistakes until they have no players left till they realize what they have done wrong? I mean, even now, Battle Pirates and War Commanders, they have monthly events, but many players do not like it. I mean, because they are complaining that you have to constantly keep up with it or you have to pay to win. And personally, I don't play War Commander or Battle Pirates, but then War Commander, there was this thing about repair work or something like that. You have to wait like a few hours or maybe a full day if somebody actually attack you for the stuff to repair, unless you actually pay in real money to get it repaired immediately. Now in my opinion, this is just, you know, stupid. Why would anyone play a game that uh, would let you have to wait a full day for the repairs of your base to be complete before you can actually do anything? I mean, games like these, you're just going to get attacked every now and then. I mean, every day you could get attacked 2 to 3 times if there were a lot of players in the game. If they are going to implement such a stupid feature, I mean, who the hell actually wants to sit around waiting for buildings to repair before they can actually do anything? It's just pointless, you know. It's just a waiting game. Nobody wants to play that kind of game, come on. So, yeah. Um, I don't know what the year 2015 will hold for Kixeye, but there's one thing I can be certain, Backyard Monsters is never coming back. And if you're wondering why they did not release Backyard Monsters Unleashed on Google Play, the main reason, well, obviously it's money. As you all know, there are more Apple users than Android users, and there are more apps, and the App Store is also earning much more than the Play Store. Hence, that is why they are only releasing it on the App Store. Okay, so that's it for this really long and lengthy video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.